Well, good evening. And I say good. I'm tired. I appear to be dropping more than a quarter of my frames due to network. So I'm not very happy with my ISP right now. Not 100% sure that it's their fault, but they are trying to get everyone to upgrade their connections. So a little suspicious that the speeds have just gotten pretty trash. Anyway, yeah. Oh. Hi, Omega Killer. You may have heard that noise. I fixed that thing. So now we get sound, but that sound is not coming out of the right place. I'm doing as well as can be hoped, I think. Might be a good way to put it. Alright, now that sound might be a bit better. You hate oh yeah, I'm wearing a striped shirt. Whoops. Yeah. I got that when I met with somebody from Stripe when I was at a startup that didn't, well, I guess it sort of paid the bills a bit for a little while. I did try Godot last time, and I thought I would do that again this time because I haven't had time to load up Unity, and Godot is quicker, much quicker to get started and running with. So yeah, like I basically just started a new project in Godot while I was talking here, but most of that time was the talking bit. See, there it is. I'll just move that over onto this other monitor here because that's better. I thought I'd try something, a concept. So I'm not putting a game to Godot. I do have an idea that I want to build. I'm not building it right now, but at the moment I'm just sort of, I was just curious to have a look at Godot and see if it would be a better fit for development. And there's one thing that I really like about it, which is the fact that it can reload. The fact that I can update code without it killing the engine, so I don't have to keep stopping and resuming it, which is nice. So before I start building something, though, I'm going to draw something. So yeah, I'm gone. Let me grab my that, put that here. It's looking good. Good enough. Right, that is in the wrong sorting order. So I'll just put that there. Okay, I'm back. Fantastic. This is totally the wrong color. I don't want that. Let me just get this something less bright. because it's offending me visually. There we go. Okay. Is that monitor just a different brightness to this one? Yes, it is. Okay. No problem. Right, what am I going to draw here? Just going to grab like a paintbrush with some kind of skyish sort of thing. It's a shame you can't see the extra tool windows and things. Anyway, let's just get a bigger brush here and just sort of get a rough sketch in of what I'm doing. So that's not the right key for that. I'm sure that's what I want. So basically I'm just looking at defining a bit of an area with some kind of like slightly smaller brush. That's too small. That'll do. Yeah, so some kind of rough area with a background and a foreground and some isometric movement. It's not top down. It's not side scrolling. It's just walking around in the front bit. And probably some mountains in the background. To get a bit of snowy tops on there or something. And if I can get a character to just sort of walk around, that'd be a good start. I think we need like some trees around there. A bit of that. I'm trying to not spend super long on this, but I just want something I can just grab some quick things out of. I can literally just grab bits out of this image to use. Let's have a character. Maybe they could have a head of some sort. Might be nice. And so many choices. I'll give them a bit of a neck and maybe some hands and stuff like that. Let's give him a hat. We can have a pointy-ish hat. Actually, a robe would be good because that'll cover up most of them and I won't have to draw much. Not that the character's meant to be a wizard. It's just meant to be a commonish person, but we'll go with the wizard for this. There we go. Gotta have the beard. I think maybe about there would be good. Needs less wizard. There we go. A skinnier wizard. Nice. Okay. I think that's not wearing the right color boots. I think that's good for boots. Oops, where are we going here? That is in totally the wrong place. So just put that somewhere in this project directory. And I'll call this what, prototype. There we go. So that's my prototype image. Now, what do I want to do here? First of all, let's make a 2D scene. I want to get something into this scene. So I'm going to save that scene first. This dialog doesn't show up when I'm sharing just one window. So you can't see me struggling to figure out where the new folder button is. But I'm just saving that into the scenes directory that I just created. So there's my scene. And let's add a child node here, and that is going to be a it's interesting, there's these canvas layer parallax backgrounds. That's interesting. Let me try that, just because why not? Never seen it before. What's it got? It's got some scroll stuff. I can't see where the actual image goes here. So that looks like something I might need to read about. Okay, I think a parallax background is something to try later. Let me just stick with what I am more familiar with, which is not much. I haven't done very much. So there's Sprite 2D and Animated Sprite 2D. And I haven't sort of really learned how to use Sprite 2D properly yet. It's kind of like different from Animated Sprite 2D. You can still get an animation. But this is the bit where there's like, oh, you can't see all of those on the stream. Maybe I should check if there's something I can configure there actually. Anyway, there's all these different options for texture. Viewport texture, canvas texture, compressed texture 2D, portable compressed texture 2D, image texture, atlas texture, mesh texture, curve texture, etc. Which is different from if I'm making if I had a child node here that is animated sprite 2D, which requires a sprite frames resource. So here we've got sprite frames. So then you have a sprite frames, and then I think that uses a resource. So I should just look that up, shouldn't I, really? I should also see what I can do in Godot itself for discovering it. Like this button here for the docs. Sprite 2D, general purpose sprite node. A node that displays a 2D texture. The texture display can be a region from a larger atlas texture or a frame from a sprite sheet animation. Okay, got tutorials, sensing demo, texture 2D texture. All right, so if I have a look at texture here. Okay, so this is for texture 2D. A texture works by registering an image in the video hardware, which then can be used in 3D models or 2D sprite 2D or GUI control. Textures are often created by loading them from a file. Texture 2D is a base for other resources. It cannot be used directly. Okay, and there's a maximum texture size in pixels due to graphics hardware limitations. Okay, we've got a bunch of methods and method descriptions, but maybe we want to look at inherited by. We've got animated texture, atlas texture, camera texture, canvas texture, compressed texture 2D, curve texture, etc. I'm just looking, maybe image texture. Texture 2D based on an image. Alright, now this is all talking about importing them with code. Image. Native image data type contains image data. Let me just try image texture. There it is, and I need a resource. So I have a feeling there's a step I'm missing here. Like, this is what I've got. But where does that live? Is there something I can do here? What happens if I open it? Cool. It's a compressed texture 2D. Okay. So if I go to my sprite 2D here, and I don't want an image texture, I want a compressed texture 2D. This actually has a load path here. Ooh, what's a placeholder texture 2D? What does that look like? Does it have a... Oh, the beautiful magenta. Wait, magenta? Is that what it's called? I don't remember. Interesting, interesting. Can I just drag this to there? Or something? Create new copy path. What if I go like that? Paste? No? So apparently copy path doesn't do anything. I'm just quickly having a quick read of something. Oh, what? Ah, there we go. I can just drag the image onto the texture node, which I guess makes sense that instead of selecting one of these new things here, it'd be nice if there was like a button on texture here that I could, like when I expand this menu doesn't have quite what I would want. Okay, I'm zoomed right in here, aren't I? I don't feel like I'm zooming out either. F to frame, does that work? Oh. Delete node, animated sprite 2D, cancel. Oh yeah, yes, I do want to. Yes, okay. That's why it was not doing anything. Okay. Fantastic, we've got this. That's the game. It needs a camera, I guess. Make a 2D camera just there. Camera's too big. Couldn't get its. What we got? Moving it, sizing it. Wait, what's that? Is that size? Scale. I think I just want to. I'm sure I've changed the size of the camera before, but I don't remember how. Scaling it does not seem to do anything. So that's on the transform. But our camera. Camera zoom. We can limit it to an area. Okay, well, let's just try zooming it. I set that to 2. That I think will do. So there we go. Now we've got a game. Should be able to run that and see the game. Let's select. Now, where did I put that game? Okay, there we go. Got the game. And so far it does nothing, but game exists. So that's great. I might just leave that running. Just pop it down here, maybe. There. This game is my buddy. And then let me see what I can do. Let's get a character. So I know I can add. Whoop, that is not the right thing to select. Add child node, please. And character body 2D. So there's my character. And I'll probably make that into a scene of its own at some point. This node has no shape, so it can't collide or interact with other objects. Consider adding a collision shape 2D or collision polygon 2D as a child to define its shape. Good idea. So I'll add a collision shape 2D, and I'll add a shape to that soon, but I just also want to add a sprite 2D. I'll do an animated sprite 2D, but I'll just give it an animation that just has a single frame for the moment, I think. So I'll make a new sprite frames. And let me think, how do I... there we go, that's selected now. So let's come up here. And And I will press this button to get some frames. And I can just go in here and I'll just try and get this kind of cut up the way I want. This is not exactly how I... let's see, we've got a size, separation, offset. All right, that's a separation. Yeah, that looks good. If I go 50, 100. Oh, that's the offset just from the top. Oh yeah, okay. So we can just go like 1 by 1. $50 by 100. Offset. Okay. Okay, 500 is perfect. And 285. That works. Go 65 by 220. There we go. And I'll select that frame. That was really clunky. There's probably something else that would allow me to do that. So that's where my character body is. Got a collision shape with no shape, but now I've got a sprite, so that's good. Now I can give my collision shape a shape. And let's go with a capsule. Not really seeing that collision shape. Oh, there it is. It's behind. If I put it here, yeah, okay. So we could just make that more like this. And we'll just move that. And can I just lock it to an axis? Yeah. Just like, I haven't really thought too much about what I want to do here, but that would allow things to stand next to other things. So that's fine. All right, so we've got one of those. Will that already be able to walk around? I don't know if gravity will happen to this thing. I didn't notice what happened up there. Can I reset the game? Okay, I've got my person here. They're not walking around when I press things. So I think I need a script for that. we go, add a script. So then I get this dialogue, which you can't see at the moment. Which basically, because this is a character body 2D, it's going to offer me a template, character body 2D basic movement. Sounds good. I'll create that. And I think that might give me gravity happening. Just reloading that in case it needs that. There we go. Yep. We are experiencing gravity, which isn't what I want here, because I don't want gravity to be downwards. So I could update that script, or I think I guess this is kind of a platformer character controller, which is not really what I want. But I can work from here. Up direction. Oh yeah. Positive is down. Positive Y is down, which is a bit weird. Feels a bit odd to me. But what happens if I set this to floating? And I think I might just also just temporarily at least add like a collision shape or polygon. Oh. This is a strange thingy. Let's see if I can just scale it bigger. Whoa. Wait, how big did I scale that? Wow. So lots of segments. Never looked at a collision polygon 2D before. I'll just get it scaled back to 1. And because I suspect there's a different way to do this. Create points, edit points. So yeah, can we just edit the points on it? Oh, I see. This is a polygon, so it's like. Interesting. Apparently I've just created another collision polygon 2D of some sort. Just delete that one. What's this one's problem? Collision polygon 2D only serves to provide a collision shape to a collision object 2D derived node. It only uses a child of area 2D, static body 2D, rigid body 2D, character body 2D, etc. Okay. Oh yeah, so areas are things. Alright. So let's get rid of that for the moment then. And make a thing. Let's see. Collision object. Physics body, static body 2D. Yes, static body 2D is a good thing to have. It needs a shape. So we've got collision shape 2D. And then we've got let's try this concave polygon shape. So this is where I'd add a collision polygon 2D to use that. I might just start with a world boundary shape. So this is just an infinite line that goes all the way across here. And I think I can just maybe duplicate that and put one somewhere else. I'm wondering if these are both using the same, because I've duplicated it, if they're both using the same world boundary shape. Now it looks like different ones. I'll just call this one floor. And call this one wall. And hopefully should actually just zero the transform or something on that node. Can I rotate? Yes, I can. Wall 2, perfect name for another wall. That one can go that way. And just pop it over the other side here. And well, now I want something a bit different, so try a collision polygon 2D. This was the one that says, oh, it's an empty one. So can I give that a child node of a convex node? Polygon? Kind of just want something that goes from there to there to there to there. That kind of shape. Size 0. Oh, I see. So I've added some elements to this polygon. There they are. So now I actually have that. Can move the whole thing. Okay, now I actually have a polygon here. Now we're getting somewhere. Might as well define these mountains, perhaps. There we go. Interesting. I think I made a collision polygon. So that's interesting. My person's not there. I need to reset. And then I think they've still got gravity, right? So there they go, jiggling around up here. I think that is not what I expected them to do. Oh, it's like a floor in the wrong place. So that's not it. Floor, please. Move floor down to there. Now, did they just get shunted off? And let me just try reset that transform. Okay. I don't know what they're doing down in the bottom corner here. Let's see, I've got these world boundaries and that. Let me reset this and see what happens. All right, good. We have a character and it has fallen down to the ground. Doesn't seem like any controls are working at this point. That character. They've got them in floating mode. What if I do grounded mode? Oh yeah, so now they can walk around and jump. Not sure what floating mode is. I'm just going to have a quick look. I just open this script. Look at the gravity. Here we go. Add the gravity. And I don't really need that. Let's just not add the gravity. So no gravity adding at all. What happens if you comment out that but not that? Interesting. I know nothing about GDScript other than a little bit I saw. I've read nothing. So, basically now it jumps and just goes up forever because why wouldn't it? Oh, slowly falling down. Probably because of the angle of that collider pushing me down. So this is definitely not quite what I'm looking for. Oh, hey. Why did I not get any noise then? Something must be wrong with my sound. Oh, hey, I got multiple people here. I got a window in the way of these chat messages, and I'm supposed to be getting sound output when those happen. And that hasn't worked. Cheating on Unity, a merry pun. I don't think I would call it that, because I've not made any kind of official commitment to Unity. But yeah, basically I'm trying out Godot because it might be a better fit for a game I'm planning to make possibly before start on possibly before the end of this year. Here I go. Give me that. What's going on? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm trying to basically, without doing any of the work, it's probably the bit where it didn't work out so well, turn this basically platformer character controller into something that will be able to just walk around. So I don't think we actually want jump, or if we do have jump, it's not going to work the same way. UI accept, that must be the jump. What if I press Control/? Yes, that does comment those out. Okay. Ah. So we're getting that axis. So yes, it's an axis from left to right. That's interesting. So like it's doing an axis from left to right, so an axis there, but you could probably get an axis like from left to up, and it would give you where the input is on there. Ah, there we go. Now I'm hearing those. I have heard of monogame, and I haven't tried it. And I also have played Terraria, and it's pretty fun. Especially when you get a whole bunch of people, more than half of whom have never played it before, and then everyone just jumps in and you just try and go do stuff. That's fantastic fun. Okay, I'm going to hazard a guess here that I can do something the same as that. I'm guessing this will give me like a number that represents like where on that axis the input is. Like if we had a stick, it'll be somewhere along that axis. If we're just using arrow keys, it might be just if you're pressing up, if you're pressing down. So I think that would be negative and positive on that axis. And I think up is negative in here. So then basically if we do have any vertical input, so I'm guessing that means if that's defined or if it's not equal to 0 maybe, velocity dot y is equal to vertical times speed. Okay. Oh yeah, so this is like slow down. Yeah, that looks like what I want to do here. So I'm guessing move toward means lerp, essentially, like interpolate between here and here by that amount. Do I need to guess that? Maybe I can look at the docs for this lookup symbol. Move toward moves from toward 2 by the delta amount. Will not go past 2. Use a negative delta value to move away. Cool. Well, here I was at script. But now I'm at script. And this is the docs. So there we go. That's the problem with this else. It needs a colon after it. And then what does move and slide do? Moves the body based on velocity. If the body collides with another, it will slide along the other body. By default, only on the floor, but slide on ceiling is on. rather than stop immediately. If the other body is a character body 2D or rigid body 2D, it will also be affected by the motion of the other body. Okay, cool. Motion mode. Ooh. Cool. So if you're on moving platforms, you can do special stuff. Anyway, I should give this a try, shouldn't I? I might need to reload. Let me just save this script first or something. Ah, there we go. All right, we're walking around. And we're constrained. I can't get past those trees. I probably should cut out a tree and plonk a bunch of them there and have them block movement. Alright, so we've got a guy. Can I make it so that it flips direction? First things first. Maybe my sprite can do that automatically. So doing the default animation, which will play by default if I press this. And I have a feeling if I can get my a reference to this in my character body 2D script. Then I could probably flip its transform depending on what's going on. So I think just depending on velocity.x. Can I like log something? What happens if I log my direction? For errors. Interesting. Output. Is that meant to maybe log? Oh wait, that's print debug? Maybe print is what I want. Print. direction. Zero. Okay, good. One and one. I don't want to print that anymore. So what I want to do is flip the sprite, depending on something. Direction. Goes left, goes right. So there is no direction input. Transform. Dot. Get child, perhaps? Look at the docs on that. This is a child node by its index. Like 1, 2, 3. Okay. Find children with names matching pattern. Find child. So his name's not paths. So is that the right way to do it? Anyway, I think what we'll do, find child, animated sprite 2D. Recursive boolean equals true. We want false. And owned. What's owned? If owned is true, only descendants with a valid owner node are checked. This method can be very slow. Consider storing a reference to the found node in a variable. Alternatively, use getNode with unique names. What is that? Interesting. Looks worth setting up, but not right now. All right. And consider caching that. So sure, we won't do that in physics process. I don't know if this is a good place to do it. causes a problem here. Is there like a kind of a start thing? Maybe an init would be the thing to use. Called when the object's script is instantiated, oftentimes after the object is initialized in memory. I'm not sure if that means that it's ready to initialize, but let's just give it a try. We'll call it sprite. We'll call it sprite node. XNA framework, okay. All right, yeah. Yeah, never used monogame. I think I did something with XNA a long time ago, but I don't remember what. I think what I might have done was start trying to learn it. Ah, so const is not what we want there. No, I don't think I'm going to have that available down here. Does that work? XNA was like, you want to make something that will work on Xbox, right? Raylib. What's Raylib? Interesting. A simple, easy to use library to enjoy video games. Programming. There are too many interesting things to look into. Not enough hours in the day or year to look into everything. Now, does that mean I can possibly now get my sprite node? Where did I put my comment here? This thing. That was accidentally moved from there. So basically here, I'm not sure what I can do with things. What can I do with that? I think I need the transform. So get rotation. No, it's actually the scale, isn't it? Yeah, life is not long enough to learn all the interesting stuff. The solution is become a vampire and then just learn as much as you can. Or some other form of immortality. Become a vampire, work your way up through the Red Cross blood donation organization until you are in charge of it, and then you've got all the blood that you could ever want, and then you're free to just learn stuff. I have a feeling that if I were to just watch more of the tutorial I was following, it probably would already cover how to flip the sprite when walking in the opposite direction. Collect all 7 Dragon Balls and wish for immortality? I've actually not, other than incidentally, seen any Dragon Ball series. I'm not sure why. I think I was slightly too old when it was big. Not old, busy. I think it's because I had a computer and I was doing stuff with it instead of watching TV as much. So while my brother was watching it, I wasn't. Flip H. Scale X. I wonder if that's all I really need. Whoa. Where'd my guy go? Where's my wizard? Good flavor. Hello. Oh, got a few people. I don't think I can comment on how GD script is compared to C#, other than to say it's very different. It's much closer to Python. I haven't really learned it sufficiently to really say, oh, whoa, cool. So if I go left, it just goes. That's really weird. Clearly something is going wrong here. I've got it. If I'm going left, it's just toggling back and forth between 2 directions. And if I'm going right, oh, is it? Hang on. I think it depends what direction it was facing while inputting left. So that is definitely a bug in this script. Oh, so wait. So it's not setting the scale. It's multiplying the scale? Yeah. That's strange. Strange that that works that way. Um, I was also wondering whether I should do the transform of the sprite or just this whole thing. I'm going to look up this scale. Pretty fast to do prototype. I think so, yeah. I think it would be pretty fast to prototype in Godot. Definitely fewer hoops to jump through. I'm of course just poking around slowly here because I haven't actually learned it properly yet. I haven't watched I've watched about a quarter of a tutorial, and I really need to get it and go through more of that, and so on. What did I just look up and why can't I see it now? I'm just going back here and looking up scale. Get scale and pass it a value is the setter. And get scale without is the getter. So that's the same kind of same pattern used for Apollo reactive variables. Give them a value to set them. The nodes are scale. The unscaled value is 1, 1. Note, negative x scales in 2D are not decomposable from the transformation matrix. Due to the way scale is represented with transformation matrices in Godot, negative scales on the x-axis will be changed to negative scales on the y-axis and a rotation of 180 degrees, then decomposed. I wonder if that's why I was getting that wacky flippy-floppy behavior. It wasn't that loud a sneeze anyway. Interesting. Yeah, so it looks like that scale thing is kind of maybe related to what that thing was saying. I need to draw a vector. Is it like this? I think that's what I want to be messing with. So that's sprite node. Should be that one. Looks like maybe something called an offset. Yeah, that's actually probably the right place to do that setting. Invalid access to property or key offset on a base object of type null instance. So that's the null instance one. I'm just trying to look up, I'm looking up that child node to see if I've guessed the right way or not. So I go get node, that. Use get child with the child number. Uh, Hmm. For one thing, this might be ready. I want to do that. Hmm. Okay, apparently this offset is a vector 2, so where does flip h live? Search help for flip h. And I mean it's right to D, flip h. Set flip h. Maybe set flip h is what I want. No, that definitely seems to be a bit sad. There we go. All right. Got my guy now. Walking left. Oh, walking right. Oh, okay. Problem here. As soon as I take my finger off the key, he's flipping back to where he was. So basically, I think what we want to do here is only if it's not 0. If direction is not equal to 0, then do some stuff. Otherwise, we'll just leave it as it was. Now, let's not equal. Like that. Do I have any examples of comparison operators? Better look up GD script. comparison operators. Less than, double equal. Think equal. What is its problem here? Oh, it wasn't that. No, it was that. Okay, if direction is not equal to 0, then we're going to just decide if we're facing right. If we are, we want that to be flipped. Otherwise, it will be unflipped. All right. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Now, what else can I do here? I might just get the... Just put a new... Another static body 2D. So this is just glove bounds. So I'll create another static body 2D, and that can just go over here on that guy. And we'll give that a collision shape 2D. And we'll just do a circle. There we go. Just so that can represent an obstacle. And I'll just not collide at all. Is this guy's collider in his head? That's a little strange. Looks like his collider is actually above his head. It's supposed to be here, but it's acting like it's there. One thing that I haven't figured out yet compared to Unity is I can't tell if something's gone wrong with this collider by looking at the scene. Like I can't see the colliders up here because this doesn't isn't keeping up with the game up here. So it's kind of good and bad, I think. It'd be nice if I could see where everything is, but yeah, it seems like that's fixed now by just moving that. So that's good. All right, so I got a person to bump into. There we go. Got my character body 2D, we'll just call that player. And let's make that into a scene. Call player. And let's save this as a scene as well. Well bounds. Leave that one for the moment. That's literally just a little collider to line up with that picture. This sprite, we'll just call it background. And I could make that a lot bigger, really. In fact, let's make a 2D node here called world. And that can have the world bounds and the background and that static body there. That's kind of part of the world. I now can't see the player because I moved that sprite to the wrong side. There we go. Because now, like, could I take this and scale the whole world, including its bounds and everything? That looks like it might be working. There you go, update. There we go. Let's restart that. Oh wow. Much later than I thought it was. Nice and blurry. There's the giant. There is also the background, so I guess it's just a big picture of myself that I drew. And this part of it here has a collider in it, just for fun. I can't tell where I am. I'll eventually get to the left of the world. There we go. I think I need a bit more texture on this. Otherwise, how am I going to tell? Oh, hello, RJL Jones. I just noticed how late it was, so I'm going to finish up quite soon. But couldn't kind of resist just maybe doing a little bit of something here, just so that it's possible to see what the deal is. Just looking, do I have a tool that is some kind of texturizing tool here? Maybe brush with, yes. Confetti. So many options here. I'm going to go with that. And a big brush. And just grab like a greenish color. And just, whoa. Okay, let's using the background and foreground color both. So this game reminds you of old-fashioned games. Good. Good already. Yes, I'm very new to Godot. This is my I'd like to say third time ever using it. Basically, I've done a quarter of a tutorial, just poking around a little bit in between, having my time demanded by others, and I've I've destroyed my poor trees. That's probably fine. There we are. And yeah, I've messed around with it a bit on a stream because I hadn't got Unity loaded up, so I thought, well, play around a bit more. And I've been messing around with it here, so yeah, very little, very new. Haven't even finished learning the basics, but I thought I'd play around and see what I can do anyway. That's not the right colors. Yeah, I always kind of would start developing multiple games, like one at a time, but sort of start with them and then like get something would happen, just life, get sick for a bit or something else, get really busy, and then I'd just kind of forget that I was doing game development. And that was one of my biggest reasons for starting streaming, is just it has been pretty successful in just getting me to stick with it, not let life's distractions distract me too much. Should just make one tree really and repeat it, but just just trying to get something quickly working for now. There we go. That will at least allow seeing what's going on when moving around. So, except I just turned my player into grass. Whoops. Better get new thing going there. Let's just save that background and make a new thing. Let's just go 64 by 128. That's probably a good size. No, I was going to put my brush size down, but I better not, because I don't want to get carried away. Okay, let's make a new wizardy character. I've accidentally left some texture-y stuff going on here, but that's fine. Can have some texture. We'll just do there some robes with a beard. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's finished. But no, I think I'll get myself a bit of a different setup there. This one could have a staff with a thing on the top. Maybe like that. Yes, that looks potentially powerful. Give it a little glow in there. I guess it is. The game that I'm playing around figuring stuff out for is not going to be that. But this one can be. Let's just see. All right, I think I'm at risk of getting a little carried away here. Oh, we can have like pointy shoes. Well, that's looking pretty sweet. I think we've got ourselves a character sprite now. Just need to save that as character. And that's just a little bit more practice at getting a image into here. So there's character. And here's my player. I can open that player, grab my sprite. And just grab up here. We've got a 1x1 grid of things, and I'll grab that frame and delete that other frame there. And now we have our one frame animation ready to go again. All right, so given our player is there, I guess I'll probably put the sprite and the collision shape just right there. Make that a little smaller now. There we go. And they've got a camera to follow them. I don't know if I don't know if that makes sense to do that. I'm not sure if I can have the game scene here with the player and then like put another thing underneath there or not. But let me reload this game. Then I should have my texture in there so I could see. Oh, I'm facing the wrong way now because need to update that script there. There we go. So I'll make it flip when it is facing left instead of when it's facing right. That won't update until I actually move. There we go. Okay. Whoa. The scale of those dots is too big now. I'm going to make the world a bit smaller. It's too big for me. Oops. Let's just open the world scene. And I don't actually need that anymore because I don't have that random wizardy guy sitting there. Oh, right, it wasn't actually here. That was a good thing to fix. But it was actually in game here where I had my scale at 4. Maybe I'll just set that to 3. Is that going to change in here? I'll reload that. Working on the wrong scene? Oh, geez. Sorry. Yes, you're right. There we go. So there's my little wizardy guy walking around the world. Not animated yet. I could animate him. It wouldn't take that long. Let's go back to that drawing. And just adjust the canvas size here. So I'll just double the width. And do that. And then just delete these pixels here so that I've got some transparency. I shouldn't have done that yet. I'm just going to leave. I'll leave one little line of pixels so I can see where that is. But then I guess I'll just grab this, copy it, paste it over the top of there, and that's good. That line of pixels is helping me to make sure I've got it just right. There. Okay, so what will I animate? Well, the beard, I think, is probably one of the main things. So we can just get that end of that beard there and do something with it. I think I'll get that like that. And let me see if I can just turn it around a bit like that. So then while walking along, it'll sort of do a thing. But also I should just figure out which brush I had, and then paint over that with something. I think it was maybe %40. Yeah. There we go. Got a little bit of movement in there. Just clean that bit up. And this is staff. Actually, that will look best if I can manage to grab the whole thing. I probably should have used some layers here, but I was just trying to do something quick, so that has now made it slower. Actually, I should include that hand in the movement. I say that hand, it's just a bit of robe coloured stuff, but still. If it's holding on to the staff, then it makes sense for it to possibly move a bit. That's good. Good enough, certainly. This foot, just grab that a little here. Oops. Didn't get the whole thing, doesn't matter. Just try, like, ooh, just break the foot off. There we go. And that could be a foot too. Just do that. And I'll fill that in. Is that the right way around? Yes, it is. Good. Okay. So now I've got 2 frames. And let's go back to here. I'll remember to change the scene across this time. And now let's just go jump into that player there. And I'll just maybe get rid of these blurry textures too. Just open these settings here. And this should be rendering textures nearest. That's a bit crisper. Right, so what was I doing? Player, I need my animated sprite 2D. Grab my sprite frames here. And just go into there. And now I've got 2 by 1. So I could just get both those frames and add them. That first one should be the same as this one. So I'll just delete this one. And now I actually have something. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Okay. I'm not very good at leaving placeholder things alone. Too tempting just to go and make them work. Oh, yeah. He's just walking no matter what. Yeah, I could figure out how to have it only play while velocity is greater than 0 or something, but anyway, here we go, walking around. Exploring the vast grassy plain, which is boring right now. I need to start building some stuff on there. Some rocks and things as well. interesting. Yeah, I just realized I've got my script, which is getting my sprite node and flipping that. So if I were to get that player's animation here and turn it off autoplay, then that would mean I guess it's going to keep playing in the game because I've because it was already playing. But yeah, I could basically turn the animation on or off. And I believe that is called default. That's probably something to look up too. I'm seeing a thing that has animated sprite. It might have a sprite node. We might have dot play, we might have dot stop. So if direction is not equal to 0, I'm going to add another thing there, but another part to that condition. But let's just see. Do we have an or like that? And a vertical. Brilliant. doesn't seem to like that. Do we have this kind of ore? Apparently we do. Okay. Well, yeah, that does the walk animation while he's walking. Yep. That does seem to work. I should make that a bit bigger. So here we go. Here's the game that I've made. Definitely in some very, very big air quotes. The game I've made is the Wizard on a Grassy Field simulator. And he's out of mana, so he can't do any magic. But yeah, it's also next to the Void, which is a big grey plane. Or maybe that's concrete. But you can't walk on that because it doesn't feel as good between your toes. He's wearing boots, but they don't have soles, so that's why. And the forest and mountains completely impassable because they're scary. So you wouldn't go anywhere near that. Well, there we go. I better call it there. Yeah. I should have been in bed an hour ago, so I better call it because I got a lot of code to write tomorrow. Unfortunately, not game code, just day job code. I tell you, if they didn't pay me a bunch of money, I probably wouldn't do it. The code I'm writing for my day job at the moment is kind of fun now. Oh. Well, thank you for watching. I've been David from Fertile Pixel. This has been Godot, and yeah, I managed to kind of stumble through and make some stuff happen. So far so good. I definitely want to finish a tutorial, so I at least have kind of a slightly rounded idea about how things work before I try too much. But yes, I'll see you in the next one, which is in 2 days. So yeah, I will have a great rest of the day by going to bed and going to sleep. And staying asleep, hopefully. So